Okay, so now let us start with Git and GitHub. First of all, let us understand that what is Git, what is GitHub, what are the difference between them, and also we will be all like getting to download, know that how to download Git and how to install that in your system, and then we will further come back to the GitHub part. So starting with the Git. Uh, Now, just to keep this very simple, a very basic definition of Git will be that Git uh, is a version control system. Okay, so imagine that you are working on a project, and that project is basically it can be imagine like a drawing project. You're making some drawing, right? Then let's say you are making some changes in that drawing, and then you are saving that at some point, right? And then you are continuing further, and then what you do is you messed up that project and you need to come back to the previous saved version, right? So similar things happen in Git also. Imagine now that your that drawing project is a coding project that we are actually doing in a practical life. And what we do is we make some changes in the code, then we save them, and then we move further and make another changes and then save them again. Now, at some point, you basically messed up the code part or any of the anything related to the project. Then what you need to do is you need to jump back to that previously saved version, right? So basically, what we do is we generally have a GitHub repository in which all the code, all the things are, and all the commits are saved, and we can generally go from one commit to another through Git commands. We will be like also getting to know about the what are the Git commands, and we will be sticking to the basic Git commands right now, since this is like a very beginner friendly session. And then for before coming to the GitHub part, let us first of all understand that how we can download and install Git in your system. So for that, what you can do is you can just simply go to any web browser and you can simply do a Google search, download Git. You can go to this first link, and here you can choose the operating system that you have. Right now, I'm having Windows, so I can just simply click on download for Windows. Okay. So once you click on download, a setup will be downloaded. You just simply need to double click it and just click on next, next, next. Don't like change any setting there. Just keep it default for now and just like complete the process. Once it is done, then you can check if it is installed properly in your system or not. And to do that, what you can do is you can go to your command prompt. Okay, and just write CMD. And in the CMD, what you can do is you can simply write git hyphen hyphen version, and you will see that the current git version is 2.31.1, and this will mean that your git has been successfully installed in your system. Now let's come to the GitHub part. Now, as you can see, we are on a URL github.com. So GitHub is just simply a platform where we can host our code. Okay. So you just need to go to this website, github.com. And from here, you can simply click on sign up if you don't have an account already. And here you can add your email and set your passwords and that stuff. And then your account will be created. And once it is created, you can simply sign in with your email and password. Okay. So once you sign in, you will see something like this on your screen. Now, if you go on the top right corner, you can go to your profile section. If you have just created a profile, you will see this empty. But on the top, right now you can see repositories is written, right? So repositories are basically like the project folder that you have created on the GitHub server. Okay. So what you can do is You can create different repositories for different projects, and you can store your files, your entire code in that particular repository. Okay. In order to create a new repository, or you can say if you want to create a new folder on the github.com, what you can do is you can simply go on this plus icon, and here you can click on new repository, and here you can give a name to your repository. So let me just call it dummy repo. Okay. You can give a description if you want, and there are options to make the repository public and private. Then you can simply just click on create repository for now, and we will discuss these options later on. So once I click on creating, the repository has been created, and you can see right now there are few commands that you see on the screen, and here you can see the link to your repository. Okay, so it's like the address on the github.com for your repository. Okay, now what we need to do is the process that we follow will be, right now I have created a folder or repository on the github.com. First step that I need to do is I need to copy this folder in my local machine. Okay, so this is like a one-time step that you need to do whenever you create a new repository. Once you have copied that folder in your remote machine, sorry, in your local machine, okay, then you can add files, you can add your project in that folder on the local side, and then you can send that files, those folders from your local to this remote repository. So let us understand a bit graphically that what are the steps that we need to be following to download the repository and then pushing the stuff to the GitHub. Okay. So let's say right now we are on the github.com. Okay. So this will be the GitHub side. Okay. Now what we need to do is we first of all need to create a repository on the github.com. And the first step will be the repository that I have created here. And this is my local. Okay. This is your local machine. The folder that I have created here, or the repository that I have created here, first of all, I need to copy that, or I need to clone that in my local system. Okay. Now, in order to do that, I need to go from here to here, right? And what I need to do for that is I need to clone. Okay. So I will be cloning the repository or the folder that I've created on github.com to my local machine. Okay. And that will be the cloning process. Okay. Once we have done changes on the local side, once we have added files, when we have made some updation or maybe some deletion or any changes that you have made, then you need to make it push back to the GitHub so that it is saved properly on the github.com. Okay. So for that, there are basically three commands that we use. So in order going from here to here, we need to basically do this process by the three commands. Okay. And the first command for that is the add command. The second command is the commit command. And the third command is push command. So with the help of these three commands, I can send whatever I have made the local changes. I can send them to the github.com. So this is like the flow. So now let us see that how we can clone this repository that we have created to our local system. So as you can see that there is a link here. I can simply click on this copy button and this link will be copied. Then you can go to your local system, and here let's just create a new folder, let's say on desktop. So I'm just going to right click here and create a new folder. Let's just call it GitHub repo. Now, on the location of this folder, I'm going to open my command prompt. So in the address bar, I'll type cmd. And here, I will write the clone command. So the command for that cloning is git clone and then paste the link. So once you have pasted the link, you can just click on enter and it will start cloning. Now, if I go back here, you can see that a folder has been created, and inside that a hidden folder has also been created .git. So whatever I now create here will be in the location, or like I can push everything from here to my the github.com. Okay. So for example, let me just create a new, let's say a file. So let's just call it test. Okay. So after creating this test file, let me just open the CMD again. And here, let me just, the first command that we use is the add command, right? So I can just write git add. Now after add, I can either write the name of this file or I can add a dot. The dot will basically add all the files which are there in the directory, which is not currently added to the GitHub repository. So now if I write git status, you can see that right now I have a new file test.txt which is there and I have not committed it, right? So now I need to commit it. So the command for that is git commit -m, and then in the quotes you can write the comment that you want to add. So this part here will be like that saved portion. You can now jump from commit to commit. So I'll just add testing. So you can now see that one file changed. And the third step will be git push. Now, if you don't have any branch right now, so you can just simply write git push, and this will be pushed to the main branch only. But later on, we'll also see that how you can create branches and all. So there it is. If I go back to the browser and I refresh the page, you can see that a new file has been added with the commit that I have mentioned in the git commits -m. And if I just click on it, so you can see that it is empty right now. So what you can do is you can go back, you can open this text file, and let's just add some text in this, save this, close this, and again go to the CMD. And if you again do git add and git commit m, and then git push. Let me go back to the browser again and I refresh it. And you can see that the line that I've added has been added to this text.txt file, which is on the GitHub server. So now it's like your code is now saved, even if now I go back here and let's say I accidentally deleted my file, or let's say I lost my project somehow, right? So let's say this GitHub repo, the folder is now lost. I'll just delete it permanently. So after deleting it, I have all the things already saved on my GitHub server, so I can just simply go back to my repository. I can click on this code button. I can copy the link from here again. I can go here. And again, I can say git clone. It will again clone. And if I open it, you can see that everything is as it is.